What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to do a little check-in on Killer Klowns from Outer Space. This is a game that was announced a little while ago, actually. At this point, the months just keep on going, and it's been, I believe, since August that this game was announced. And the reason I want to check up on this game is because when they announced it, they talked about an early 2023 release. And here we are, in the almost end of February, I think we could call it now. And when you think of early in the year, I think of the first 3 or so months. Once you get into April, May, June, you're not really talking about early of any year for, game releases. I do assume things have been pushed behind the scenes, but I want to talk about a couple different things because this game looks awesome. The reason I want to bring it up is because there is genuine interest with me to play it. Also, you have the beta. Right, so there is going to be a beta. You could go on their website and sign up for it. I actually did that back in August, so I'm still waiting for my my acceptance into the program to be able to play it whenever it happens. But that's another wrinkle to it, right? If it's supposed to release early this year, which again, I really at this point don't think it's going to, maybe a beta comes out March, April, right? And then that would work. And then maybe a month or two later, the game comes out. So I think it's maybe, and this is just a prediction, it's just my own opinion, I think it could have maybe slipped until the middle of this year, which would be around June time, maybe May or June, depending on when the beta comes out. I did check on their Twitter because they are actually very active. They did like a Valentine's card thing on Valentine's Day. They have shown the classes of the clowns, I think through IGN. They did that back in January, 5 different classes. I believe there's 5 groups of the survivors, or I think they just call them teens. And so they have talked. We know the classes for the clowns. We know the classes for the teenagers. We've seen concept art for other teenagers. I mean, everything's looking good. And the idea of this game is also really cool. Now, for me, myself, I have actually never, even till this day, talking about the game, I've never watched the movie, but I've watched a couple videos on YouTube breaking the movie down, talking about how excited they are because of the game. My boss, actually, at the very first place I legitimately worked for a couple years back when I was 16, she was a diehard. She was a diehard fan of Killer Klowns. And I wish I still talked to her now. I don't, but I wish I still did because I think she'd be really, even though she wasn't really into gaming, she'd be really interested in this game. So I'm excited for it. And I think the 3v7 is incredibly weird. It's going to be something that I think it's either going to work or not work, and you're not really going to know until you actually play it, which is why the beta, I think, would come into to play quite handy, right? I do want to see, all right, does that actually work, right? Because you got the clowns, you got so many teens going around, but this game is a bit different. It's a lot more objective-based in terms of what both sides really are going to be doing. It's going to be interesting. This is going to be, I would say, the weirdest of all of the online multiplayer horror games, right? I'm personally super excited for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I will be honest, I think that one could be the best one. And we're talking about games like Predator or Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th or even Ghostbusters, right? All these games. I think Killer Klowns can be the most unique, to be honest, I really do, the most unique and different. Maybe not necessarily good. That's again going to be a feel thing. Does 3v7 actually work? Because I don't even know another game that has that kind of it adds up to 10. That's a very, kind of perfect number in that sense. But 3v7 just seems very, very weird. But hey, like I said, I'm waiting for the beta. They did tweet a little while ago, I think before Valentine's Day, that they are cooking. So they went into the meme of cooking. They are cooking on something, and people just need to, be a little patient with them. So they can kind of talk about it. So I do like that a little bit, right? Because they're at least communicating, okay, things are happening behind the scenes. I would expect, or I would hope at least, that in March we get something, at least a beta date. If you can come out in March and say, hey, here's the beta, even if it's in April, you can still say it in March. I think that because March is the last month that, at least it's very selfish, that I consider early in the year. But I think, you look around the gaming industry, that's generally how it works. When you're in April, you're not early in the year anymore. You're closer now to the middle than you actually are to the beginning. So that's generally how it works. So there you go. I'll be keeping my eyes on it. If you guys keep your eyes on it too, it should be a fun game. Maybe we can all play it together. I love playing multiplayer games like this with the community. So this will be something we can definitely maybe throw an event together for. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.